Hello! So I just filmed my wrap-up video, and I finally made more bracelets this month than I did in basically any other month of 2020. As I mentioned before, 2020 was not a very productive year for me, so making 6 bracelets in January of 2021 is a big improvement for me, and I'm very happy with the result, especially considering that most of them were like 20 plus strings and one of them was like a 45 string wall hanging. So I did good this month. I'm very happy, and I'm feeling very motivated and pumped to create more, so I thought I'd bring you along the journey. So if you've been around for a while, you'll remember that at the beginning of the lockdown, in March, which we're nearly at another March, it's nearly been a year since then, I did a 24-hour bracelet challenge. It felt fitting because of the lockdown, but if you've watched that video, which will be linked in the card and in the description, you would know that it went wrong. It went really, really wrong. I was supposed to literally do a 24-hour challenge where it was a literal 24-hour period, but instead it ended up lasting for a week, maybe more, because I had to fly to Russia so quickly because of, you know, lockdown and everything. I had to fly out, so it ended up being a mess. So I've been considering making another one of those since then, essentially, because you guys absolutely love that video and are hyping me up to make another one. I'm nervous. I will not lie to you. I'm really nervous about doing that again because doing a 24-hour long thing with no sleep doesn't sound like a very wise decision for me because I struggle with my mental health, and one of my biggest struggles is actually like having a proper sleeping schedule. I tend to really mess up my sleep, and that's like how I know that I'm going into a downward spiral is when I go to bed at like 8 in the morning. So making a 24-hour challenge where I stay up for however long and then I mess up my sleeping schedule again is terrifying to me because I struggle with the sleeping schedule as is, and messing it up further doesn't seem like a good idea. So I'm considering doing it, but then I'm thinking, okay, what if I don't do a 24-hour challenge? What if I just split it up into 2 days and I do a 12 and 12-hour challenge and see how it goes from there? In any case, I need to prepare bracelets for that because I don't want to spend time during the challenge on like making starts and cutting strings. So I thought I would do that today, and if I don't end up doing a 24-hour challenge, I'll just use those starts to make bracelets in February because I still want to make these bracelets, but hopefully I do a 24-hour challenge. Just, I don't know, sometime in February I might do it. So let's do that. Let's start some bracelets. Let's see how this goes. First of all, my backgrounds are absolutely adorable. I love them. But I'm gonna be looking at my to-dos on here just because I sort of neglect this website and it does have a lot of really cool patterns. I thought I'd go through them here instead of on Bracelet Book, which is what I usually do, to see if I can pick something out that I like, because I have like, what, 80 something to-dos here as well? Anyway, let's have a look. Okay, so I'm gonna leave these patterns linked in the description, like I always do, but I think I'm gonna try this one. This one I really wanna make. I've had my eye on this one for a while and it looks really cool. I wanna try coming up with a color combination that would work well with this one and then this one as well. So all of these have like kind of, well, except for this one, they have kind of longer iterations of the design. Like it's a bit like, this is one iteration of the design. This is one iteration of the design. And like this is one iteration of the design. Usually it's much shorter. This one is relatively short, it's just like this. But I want to try more sort of like longer design bracelets, if that makes sense. Those can be kind of difficult to make starts and finishes for because like if you're doing a triangle end to begin with, you want to find like a triangle shaped area, and that would probably be somewhere like here. And then to finish, you would want to finish somewhere like here as well to get that triangle shape. But this is like a big piece, so it can you run the risk of having the bracelet be too short or too long if you want to create that entire full piece before you finish the triangle end. So we'll see if I struggle with that. Same here as well. Like I would want to probably start with like a little loop and then 2 triangle ends maybe here, or just 1 triangle end potentially like here. But then you run the risk of, once again, like this is a giant portion for when you want to finish the triangle end. Or even if you go like here, that's still a pretty big piece for when you do 2 triangle ends. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea to create designs like this that are pretty big, but since I don't do them very often, I thought I would try. So that's what I'm going with. Let's have a look on Bracelet Book to see if I want to create anything else, because I could potentially look for like alphas or something here. So let's have a look. Love you too. So I just found this one. This wasn't in my to-dos. This was just like on the front page of Bracelet Book because it's pretty popular at the moment, apparently. I really like this. It's just been added, so there's no pictures, unfortunately. I like to look at the pictures to see if it turns out as good as it looks, I guess. And this is a circle. It won't look like a circle if I actually make it into a wall hanging because like it will stretch out purely because when you make knots, especially when you use the flat alpha technique, your knots end up being sort of elongated because they're rectangle and not square. And so whatever design you make, like the pattern is squares, you have to sort of elongate them a little bit to actually make them look like knots, I guess, if that makes sense. Like it won't look like this. But nevertheless, it looks cool. I don't know if I'm gonna actually make this now, but I've added it to my to-dos for the future. I'll close this now, probably won't make this now. I really wanna make, I don't know how to say his name in English because I've only ever watched One Piece in Russian and we call him Luffy in Russian. I don't know how to pronounce it in English, but I really like him. I really love One Piece. I'm potentially gonna make this. I don't know if I have enough colors though. I also don't know how well he would turn out if I did make him because there's a lot of areas here where there's like one knot at the edge. I don't know how confident I am in my alpha skills to make this. This is huge. It's like 40 by 100. Ooh. Have people made him? No, people haven't made him. I want to make one of these as well, but that's for the future. Maybe I'll make Luffy, I don't know. This one, I want to make this one. I made a video last year where I created this design and it did not turn out very well. And you can watch that. I'll link it in the card and in the description. It didn't turn out great. So I sort of told myself that I would remake it this year. And I haven't gotten around to it yet. Should I just do it now? I probably should, and I probably should make like a not with me video out of it. So I'll leave that one up. I want to make this one, but I think it's gonna be too long if I do, because it's 60. I think for me personally, the longest I should make stuff is like maybe 50. Luffy is different though. He's by 100, like he's got 100 rows in him. He's different because like it's a portrait, but I don't think I should make this, at least not right now. This one, if you guys watch my streams, and if you missed my streams, I have a Masha streams channel on which I re-upload my streams. I'll leave this stream linked in the card and in the description. I started making a cat on stream, and the stream named them Fork Mushu. Fork did not survive the move when I moved from that flat to this flat. The dowel snapped as I was moving, unfortunately. So they did not survive, so unfortunately Fork Mushu does not exist. But I am thinking of starting this pattern again, potentially with a different background string because I didn't love the background string in that one. This one, I really want to make this one because it's so cute. I think it's adorable. I really want to start this one. I don't know if I should right now because it feels like there's a lot of patterns that I'm choosing, and I might be a little too confident in my February skills. And then I also thought about making this one, but I'm probably not gonna make it. I think it's really cute, but I think I already picked out way too many patterns, to be honest. But I've been wanting to make this one for a while. It's really adorable. It's like a little octopus stuck in an ice cream cone. I think it's cute. Although when Thomas saw it, he said it looked like a shell. It's supposed to be an ice cream cone because it says so in the text, but I think it looks like an ice cream cone, but Thomas said it looks like a shell, so I don't know. Okay, so let's review. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 so far. This one, keeping or not keeping? Keeping. Probably keeping if I find the colors for it. I want to keep this one as well. This one, I will start this one. Although, to be honest, I'm not super confident in my alpha skills. I don't think I can do this well. I want to make sure that I have enough colors for it. And then I need to figure out how to start it when the first row isn't like a straight line. Like this top row, we've got the yellow for his hat, then black, then red for his hat, then brown for his hat, and then the background string. I don't know how to do that. If I'm being honest, I don't know how to start an alpha when the first row isn't just like a single color. I'll have to think about that. Potentially, how many strings are there here? 40. Like potentially I could do like background strings in this color, then black, then red, then black, then brown, then black, then background. I don't know. I'll have to think about this one because I'm very not confident in myself with this one, but I want to try it, so we'll think about it. This one I'm keeping. This one, honestly, let's toss it for now and keep this one. I might start another one of those, the one that was Fork Mushu, but at a later point, I don't think I want to start it right now. I still really like that pattern and I want to make it, but I just think I have enough patterns as is. So what is that, 6, 7 patterns? All right, let's go. Alright, so string update. I've decided to be a little more realistic in terms of how many patterns I can actually make. Considering that I made only 6 patterns last month, I'm probably not going to make more than that. And some of the patterns that I picked out are pretty huge. So this pattern and this pattern I never managed to come up with color combinations for, and it's probably for the best. I'll leave them to next month or whenever I decide to make them again. But the others I did. So this one, I'm going to go with this multicolored string, which is by Captions, which is a Russian brand. And this color is going to be the purple here, and then just black and white. For this pattern, which I'm really excited to try, I decided to go with some teal and red. I have no idea if this is actually going to look good together, but I want to try it. For this one, I'm going to go pretty much with the same colors that are here in the pattern. We've got a purple for the background, which is also by Captions, gray for the cat, and then black and white as well. For the winter house, we've got all of these colors, pretty self-explanatory. And then finally for Luffy, I did actually manage to pick out the colors that I needed to make him. And it's a lot of colors, but here we go. Time to cut all of this string and start making bracelets. Ah, what a beautiful mess. Alright, so for this one, I made a triangle end, and I already started making the first row just to connect the sides together. I'm quite excited to see what it's going to look like. We shall see. And then for the red and teal, I just did a loop. And I'm also really excited to start this one. I didn't end up making anything for the alphas. I'm filming a wall hanging tutorial this week, and I think I'm going to use one of these bracelets as an example in that tutorial. So for now, I'm putting it off. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys for joining me on my journey to start my bracelets for February. I still don't know if I'm going to actually do the 24-hour or 2 times 12-hour challenge. I'm still considering it. I want to see if it actually fits into my schedule. Speaking of which, I'm now posting weekly schedules for uploads and streams. So you can see what videos and streams are coming up on both my main and second channel. Head over to the community tab on YouTube, or come join my Discord server, which is linked in the description. You can also find it there and, chat with us. But yeah, basically I want to see if the 24-hour challenge is going to fit into my schedule for next week. If not, I'm going to make these bracelets regardless during the month of February, but we shall see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I want to give a special shout out to my patrons, and especially my top supporters whose names are going to appear on screen. Thank you guys so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. If you also want to become a patron, there is a link in the description where you can sign up to get exclusive perks for your donations. And once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a good time, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!